Back to jail. Bing, bang, boom. Yeah, baby. We're starting the podcast right now. We're back. You know what, dude? Live. Welcome, everybody, to the show. YKWD. I started a social media and podcasting. The fact. The YKWD podcast. YKWD's back again. Old school, back in the day, where it all started before them all. YKWD. This podcast is so fun and crazy. It has no rules. Shut up. You're ruining this.
Where's the bandana, man?
Sorry, it's a comedy podcast. This isn't NPR.
That's what this podcast does.
Is there any better show? This is the original. We lost Adam. I don't know what happened to Adam.
Adam.
Oh no.
He's gone.
Where are you, Adam?
Where are you, Adam? Resend the thing to Adam, would you?
Adam!
He's back. YKWD Live. You know what, dude? Mike Calta here. We got Gabby, who's starting to look prettier and prettier every week.
Easy.
She was a Jersey 6. Now she's like a 7. Jersey 7, 7.5.
Listen to me right now. I've always been a Jersey 10 and a New York 11, okay?
Oh, boy. You're a fucking Oklahoma 10. We got Mushy Mike, and we got special guest tonight, Alex Skolnick from Testament, the guitar god, is here. New movie out. We had Adam Dubin is somewhere. Mike's going to get Gabby. Someone's going to get in touch with him. There he is.
Oh.
What happened, Adam? Are you there? Oh, you need a voice. Turn your voice on, baby.
He's zoomed out.
Zoomed out. You zoomed out, baby.
There he is.
This is crazy technology. Look at, he's in the background. Look at, he's got trees and a pool. You have a pool, Adam?
Oh, what else? Of course.
Oh, look at that.
It's not
really
open.
Now we're talking.
Those documentaries are paying a lot of money, huh?
Oh, if only.
Is it a built-in or above ground?
Yeah, above. No. It's a built-in. Yeah.
It's documentary money.
Yeah. It's a feature film pool on a documentary budget. That's basically it. Yeah.
Well, I'm a headlining comedian. I have a sprinkler I throw on in the summertime. My kid jumps through it.
Right, awesome.
And my wife just stands over it and rubs her coochie back and forth. So anyways, true story. I'm excited to have you on the show, man. I saw the movie Murder in the Front Row. And Adam, I've known you for, years.
Yeah.
And I know your wife, Rocky, who is deep in the comedy community, always involved in some aspect, and I love her because she always includes me in shit, which I always love. I'm a big fan of both of you, and I find out through this, you always wind up being where I don't expect you to fucking be, dude.
Right.
Like, I get a call, Adams and Murder in the Front Row, and I'm like, I don't know, did somebody get murdered? Is this the old lady with McDonald's fucking burnt her vagina and died? I don't know. Somebody was at a movie and fucking, I don't know. And then I watched this movie and I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
How are you and Alex? How did this happen?
Right. Well, and it's funny, Robert, because we know each other because of comedy, and through, my wife books a lot of comedy and seen you perform many times, always, great and hilarious. But before any of that, I was making films and documentaries and working for a little old band called Metallica for many years. And that kind of brought me in contact with this material, which was in the form of a book called Murder in the Front Row. And that brought me into the world of the early thrash metal scene in the Bay Area, and brought me into contact with Mr. Alex Skolnick, who's one of the original members of that community and really was part of the rise and continuation of it. And so it's sort of like we know each other from a comedy world. I mean, I know I worked with you on something that Jim Norton was doing, Bob, and we did a bunch of other things.
You did David Tell, documentary with David Tell, but people also don't know that you directed. This is fucking nuts. You directed the Beastie Boys Fight for Your Right.
Yes, I did. That was the very first thing. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
What a piece of shit that is. No offense to you whatsoever. You know what I mean? I bet you look at it now and go, holy fuck, what were we? But it captured everything at the time.
I'm actually very forgiving. It's exactly what you say, Mike. It sort of just captured that moment where, and purely everything coming together. It was like we were just trying to make a music video for as little money as we could. We had no money, and it just worked. Of course, I mean, it was kind of elevated by a great song and a bunch of guys who were just waiting to explode onto the scene. So it really was awesome. So yeah, it does go back. I mean, kind of film and music and everything goes back to that early moment in 1986.
What up, dudes? Thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. I love this game. I downloaded this game. My kid made me download this game. Raid Shadow Legend is one of the most immersive game experience on a smartphone. And it's free to play. That's why I downloaded it. Me and my kid have been playing like every day. He's better at it than me, which pisses me off. All right, with amazing storylines, they got awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights, PvP battles, and hundreds of champions to collect and customize. You'll never run out of things to do growing your heroes and building your factions. Join millions of players online by downloading from the link in the description right there. Just download it, click it, download it, free, and we'll play together. Maybe we'll play online together. Okay, join a clan and let's fight some dragons. Let's do this.
I went to see them in New York when they did that thing in Brooklyn last year or a little bit, a while ago. And they talked about that and how the record company, after that video, because it was so huge, they wanted all their music to be like that. They wanted to keep making that song. So that video had a huge impact.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely showed the world. That video showed the world like who these guys were. Like the song was great, hands down, but it kind of showed everybody what they were. But yeah, you're right. I mean, like all things, and Alex will probably talk about this. Is like the record company is always like, okay, do that again, just that. Don't do anything else, just that. And they of course, I mean, as is proven by history, their talent is so big that they broke out of that.
Well, not a lot of people know this, that the Beastie Boys were a punk band first.
Right.
So it's not like, because it is weird that you're over here with metal and then they're rappers, but they really weren't. They were punk. And I think punk and metal are very close. The attitude, the where you guys come from. Alex, am I out of line in saying that? I mean, you guys in the movie too, the places you played, the houses you guys fucking lived in, and
I mean, at that time, for sure, there was overlap, and then there was a lot of folks listening to metal. I listening to metal and punk. It didn't seem that. I mean, I think that there was a lot of cross polarization going on. I mean, there was so many. Everybody was just checking out every other type of music, and we had funk shows in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we had metal punk shows, ska shows. It just everybody was very open minded.
Were your parents supportive of you playing thrash metal? Being both, I mean, your parents were both PhDs. They were both like super intellectuals, and then they have the little thrash metal kid.
Yeah, my parents are like extreme academics. Like my father's like just Ivy League professor. He's taught at every Ivy League law school. No, like music period was like the worst thing I could do. And then I go into this insane music that just made no sense whatsoever. So
but now you're way fucking richer than they are.
Yeah, that. No, they did well.
Yeah.
How happy are you?
But yeah, it was. They are proud now, though. They get it now.
Yeah.
How happy are you?
And
that
also,
you don't
I
have
play
to support
jazz
them?
now. I have all. Well, there's that. Yeah. And I have a whole career outside of metal, playing like jazz guitar and different kinds of. So they like that. So once I started playing music that they could listen to.
Are you friends with Joey DiFrancesco?
He's an amazing musician. I've met him a couple times, and we have some people in common. I don't know him well, but I'm a genius artist.
He's a friend of mine. He's fucking great. Love smoking cigars, down to earth guy. Cool. Yeah, sweet guy, big jazz guy. You know what I mean? That's great.
I happen to know. He owns an organ that was owned by John Lord of Deep Purple, which is a very cool jazz, heavy rock connection.
Now, here's the thing, like metal, I'm going to be honest with you, Alex. I went to a metal show when I was younger, and there's two things that happened to me. I went to Van Halen, Van Hagar, general admission, Rochester, New York, and I got front row, and I almost got crushed. I almost cried in front of a girl and this kid I knew, and I got too fucked up, and I went over the bleachers, and I just watched the rest of the show by myself, throwing up because I was scared. And then I went to a metal show in Boston once, and the pit fucking scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
Well, I love the music. There's nothing. Let me tell you something. I have a 6-year-old, and we have drums, and there's nothing. I'll put any song on. I put a metal song on, and I'll look in the back, and he's like, and it triggers something inside of you to start fucking getting into that that music. So, but I was scared shitless of the pit and getting into. You have to be. You guys say this in the movie too. You have to be, into it. You have to be real. It has to be.
I wouldn't get into the pit. I think it's scary. I mean, I did it a couple times. Yeah, when I was in high school, I'm sure I might have been drunk with friends and done it like on a dare. But yeah, I'm up there playing the music, and I just we look out there. Oh, holy cow! It's crazy out there.
Mike,
keep me away.
You did the pit?
Also, you're a pit guy? You have pit guy face.
Yeah. So not all the time, but like I grew up in New York, so I loved in like high school, I loved Bon Jovi and that kind of music. And then I in the 90s, all of a sudden I fucking heard Helmet, and I was like, let's go see this shit. And I went to go see Helmet at a small club in Tampa. And these guys were and I was like, okay, motherfuckers, let's do this. It's not, but the good thing is it's not, those guys aren't there to hurt each other. At the end, you learn what it's all about. It's not about punching each other in the face. It's about picking them up and keeping going. It's
right.
There's a whole code of conduct in there.
Yeah, and as the big guy, I was always the protector and the one to lift the guy up first to pass him around and all that shit. So yeah, I mean, occasionally I'll throw myself in there.
Mm-hmm. A good friend of mine is Rob Dukes. He sang.
I know Rob.
Yeah, for great Exodus. Guy, yeah. He's fucking great. I mean,
he's a great guy, amazing guy.
One of the most. Yeah, he's hilarious. We showed the video of him where he separated the crowds.
Yeah,
and he goes, "No, I want you to kill them, and you to kill them. Wait. And they just went.
That's the wall of death you're talking about. That's what that's called. Death. That's a special thing. Yeah. When people don't know about it, I say it's like, Game of Thrones, those warring tribes as they're just running towards each other.
But you're saying there's some type of rules, or like there's a thing that they know, all those people, so people don't get hurt?
Yeah, they pick up on it. Yeah, I mean, it's not that people don't get hurt sometimes, but generally it would be interesting to study it. Like they should have psychologists do some kind of academic study on because of human behavior. Because there's people who protect each other, but then there's the aggressors, and then all these people take on these roles. It's pretty amazing.
You identify early on who the aggressors are, and like there's the assholes out of the good guys. There's a couple of guys that are there just to they're mad at their parents, and there's people who just want to get the aggression out to the music and not really necessarily hurt the other guy, because you walk away with battle wounds and you're proud of them after a good show.
Yeah,
that's right.
And you even see occasional women in there now.
Oh yeah.
I used to
they're
crowd
tough.
surf all the time.
Yeah, you could throw a chick up the crowd surf for sure. But when you get a girl in there who's got gray jeans on, leather wristband, she's going to punch you in the face if she has to. You got to respect that.
Oh yeah.
Well, I want to let you guys know, Gabby up there in the corner, her father, you don't mind me saying this, right, Gab?
Go for it.
Her father
is the Nelson twins.
No.
Yeah, both of them. Can you believe it?
No. Her father is the keyboard player for Bon Jovi.
Oh,
David Bryan. Oh, sure. Nice.
Yeah, David.
Very cool.
Of course.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah.
I always wonder how you thrash metal guys, you hear Bon Jovi, you're like, fucking pussies. Or you're in alone in the car and you're like, we're halfway there.
Secretly?
No, that's no secret actually. There's videos of me and guys from the band Shadows Fall and a couple others doing that, just singing after a show, doing like karaoke to that song. Yeah, so we like those songs. None of us owned the records, but I think I've had this. I did an interview for a friend of mine, Brian Reisman, who wrote a Bon Jovi book that's out, and I've even said what. Yeah, we hated them at first.
Right.
When Runaway came out, and You Give Love a Bad Name, we were just like, but then it changed. It changed overnight when they came out. They did an unplugged version of Dead or Alive. It was just the two of them, and they were so good. I mean, that basically launched the whole MTV Unplugged thing.
Right.
And then we got to appreciate the band more. Like, then we were sort of open. Okay, you know what? These guys are like monsters. And then the band, everybody can play. So yeah, we stopped hating. We realized, okay, at least they can play.
There's a song Bon Jovi has called Dry County, which most people probably don't know. It's a long ass song about counties that sell no alcohol. And in the middle of it, Richard Sambora has this speed metal solo like nothing Bon Jovi has ever done before, and I thought there's that in every guitar player. Every guitar player, no matter what genre of music playing, they want to do that at some point.
They want to shred. It's so funny too, because my mom is such a metalhead and my dad's such a cheese fest 80s rocker that it's like, my mom was so like, this music's for pussies, like listening to Bon Jovi, and she's like, it's too sweet. It's so funny to hear like metal heads talk about Bon Jovi and how it progressed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Who is, see, my thing, I grew up in New York. So when Metallica was first like kind of underground rock music there, because at the time, like, dance music was the big thing and Bon Jovi was the big thing. But then there were these kids that I work with that would listen to Metallica. But the only radio station was playing, it was like WSOU or college radio station or the underground. So there was no internet yet. So what about in San Francisco where there was no airplay, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so strange to think now how underground Metallica was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beyond even through Master of Puppets. Like even when Master of Puppets came out, I was in high school. I was a senior. And the rock stations there were still playing, it was the same thing every day. It was Kansas, it was Pat Benatar, Eddie Money, tons of Eddie Money, because he was from the Bay Area. Which is, it's all cool stuff, but it was almost like the heaviest they got, I guess, was Scorpions. They had Scorpions had a couple hits. I think when you'd hear the Scorpions, you'd go crazy. Oh my God, they're playing a real rock song. But that was extreme for them. And now like Metallica is radio music. Yeah. But no, it was unheard of for them to be on the radio probably until like the early 90s.
I remember
the Black Album came out.
I was in rehab in Boston at 15, I was in there. I was going to be in there for 12 months. And I remember there was this one fucking kid. He had hair like you, big kid, like just, kind of baby Huey, just a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
And we'd all be in the van going to a meeting. And I had my Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation. What was that first album she came out with?
Rhythm Nation.
Rhythm Nation.
Before that.
It was Control.
No, she had an album
Control.
before that.
I had Control.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? And
I love that the thrash metal guy just had to correct you on Janet Jackson.
I had those records.
I love all music.
But I remember I was sitting there listening to her, and then he would just be in the back of the van.
Yeah.
One day I was like, what the fuck? I'm from Boston, but what the fuck are you listening to? And he put on Metallica, Master of Puppets. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I loved it. From that day on, I was like, this is...
You were a changed man.
I mean, look, I still love Janet Jackson and Kelly Clarkson, but I love...
Kelly Clarkson?
Yes, I love... Fuck you, yes. I'll defend that till I die. You and my wife think I'm fucking an asshole because I like Kelly Clarkson.
We all think you're an asshole because you like Kelly Clarkson.
We all don't like it. Everyone's on my side for once.
You just like it because she's your size.
Since You've Been Gone is a fucking inspirational song. Okay.
Diane Warren wrote.
Sing it.
How do you know Diane Warren wrote Since You've Been Gone?
She wrote
who's gayer, me or you?
I follow the money, buddy. That's where the money goes.
Now, Adam, like, why do you make this movie?
I mean, I just was really inspired by it. I mean, as I said, I sort of had this long-running affiliation with Metallica. I came into their world when their world was, they were putting together the Black Album. It didn't even have a title yet. It was just, I was filming them in the studio. So it's been like a long run. And I always knew there was this like great kind of backstory that I wasn't a part of. I was in New York City when all of this stuff in Murder in Front Row was going down. I was with like the rising hip hop scene. So I sort of got like what a scene was and how insular it was. And very much like Alex is saying, it was like very much us versus them, when a scene's like breaking out, it's very much, it needs somebody to fight. And so you're like, oh, these guys suck, they're no good. But in the end run, I knew I wanted to make something. And this book showed up. It was written by two guys, Brian Liu and Harold Oyman, who are original, scene guys. They're not musicians, but Harold actually is kind of, but they're more, at the time, they were more documentarians. They were taking pictures, writing articles, and they created this book, and I just loved it. And I was like, I knew that there was a great story in there. And, and it just kind of was one step of the other, one after the other of like each interview I filmed kind of got me more credibility, and like we built up. And I think people talked to each other and were like, oh, wow, they're telling the story the right way, which was very important to the people of the Bay Area scene. It's sort of their cherished childhood. Right. And as I went forward, I just, number one, I met a whole lot of people that are great people, and I like made friends with them to this day. That was a kind of great experience. And then just kind of uncovering this world, which everybody kind of knew it existed. I mean, the Bay Area thrash scene wasn't hidden, but to get the real story out there was like a real kind of like a social archaeological thing, dig and keep going. So it's been an amazing ride, and of course to have it so well received, that was the big trick. So it was a lot of fun.
You say about the hip hop thing and rivalry. When you're in San Francisco and you're doing thrash metal for years, and you become like kind of like the godfathers of it, and you don't even realize it when baby bands like Anthrax are popping up on the other side of the country, or you're like, what the fuck are they doing? They stole our shit. Or you're like, that's the evolution of what we do.
Well, I have no problem with, there's this talk about the big four of thrash metal, which is considered Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, and Megadeth. And I joined Testament. Testament was they'd been around for a little over a year, maybe 2 years. And I was in high school, again, when Master of Puppets came out. Anthrax already had records out.
Okay.
So it was like Testament was kind of following in the footsteps of those bands. Slayer had played the Bay Area a couple times. They already had their first record out. Mm-hmm. So Testament had started in the wake of those bands. But one really great thing about the film and Adam, taking up the cause and flying the flag is that, the Big Four isn't really representative of the Bay Area in some ways. I mean, Metallica ended up based there, but it was really a guy from Denmark and a guy from Southern California.
That's true.
Right? And they're still the nucleus of the band. And they relocated where these other musicians were and where the scene was. Slayer is Southern California. They certainly got their start by coming up to the San Francisco Bay Area, and that kind of fueled their rise. Megadeth, Southern California. Anthrax, New York.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's really nice that the spotlight is being shined on, kind of the scene that really not only helped all those other bands, but all the bands that followed that aren't necessarily as well known as those bands, especially
Alex,
the big one of the Big Four, Metallica.
Alex, I got two questions for you. One, you still have this beautiful long hair. Have you ever thought about cutting it off? Like
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I should dig up a photo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I went through a period like around late 90s, early 2000s when I had a few years. I moved to New York, went back to school, which made my parents happy. I got a degree from the new school. I was mostly playing jazz guitar for a number of years, and I kind of looked like a jazz guitarist. I had short hair and.
What level of success were you at before you went back to school?
What's that?
What level of success were you at before you went back to school?
Oh, I had left Testament after 5 records. So yeah, we'd done 5 records, and then the '90s came along. And I mean, I'd been wanting to branch out anyway and explore and just kind of be an all-around musician. Yes, I knew I'd always have my metal side, but I want to be able to play with piano players and horn players and any type of singers, any type of musician I want. But I realized that I needed to be in New York. I needed to just make a fresh start. And it had been a few years since I'd been touring.
What's the biggest crowd you played in front of?
Very very recently, actually. Mm-hmm. We just did last summer, 2019. We did a festival in Poland. It's a 3-day festival. So they have a rock and roll day. Yeah. And the rock and roll day also had Prophets of Rage, with Chuck D and Be Real. Yeah. A bunch of European bands, but then on the pop, I forget who they had on the pop, but it was like an A-list pop.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson every night.
No, it was like I wasn't Billie Eilish, but it was like that level. Right. But anyway, it's a free festival where people come and they make donations. Wow. And it funds the healthcare system. It's actually not a bad idea. Yeah. And it's like they do this every year. They've been doing it for like 30 years. They did it in the wake of Woodstock, and it was like their Woodstock. It started in the early 70s.
How many people?
And almost 500,000.
Holy shit.
Wait a minute.
Hundreds.
Wait a minute. I'm talking. How many did
hundreds of thousands?
How many did you perform in front of?
Literally hundreds of thousands. I don't know the exact number. Yeah.
You performed in front of hundreds of thousands of people at one time.
Yeah.
How do you?
They're also not all. To be fair, they're not all paying attention because there's also like carnival rides way in the back, and it goes on. For a long time, and there's other stuff going on, but it's like as far as the eye can see, it looked like Woodstock. Basically.
If I get 300 people
in Poland,
if I get 300 people sold out show at Side Splitters, I feel like a god. Never mind hundreds of thousands. You know,
this is not our headlining tour, by the way. This is like an annual event.
Yeah.
But if you look up Poland Rock Festival, that's what it's called. And
I have an ongoing dream that I have, that I'm on stage with Metallica. The stage is 100 feet tall, and there's 1 million people in the crowd, and I'm on drums, and and the fucking, and I just, my other dreams, I always stand up, and the place goes fucking nuts. I do this. And then I wake up and I look at my wife, and I'm in a 3-bedroom ranch in Westchester. I'm like, all right, whatever.
However, you're the same height. You're the same height as Lars, so you can take that away.
You don't talk the same.
No, not the same. Not the same weight. Definitely not the same weight.
Alex, what is the? It's amazing how you'll sell a bunch of records here, but then sell millions of records around the world. What's the furthest away spot that you're like, holy shit, how do they even know who we are?
We just played, also this is all pretty recent, but we just played in Kathmandu.
Really?
Yeah, very recently, back right before the holidays. Yeah, and it's not on the circuit. It's kind of rare for groups to play there, but we got invited there, and the guys who invited us, they're young promoters. They're in a band themselves, and they know how to do it. They're really competent, and these are sort of worldly Nepalese guys. They live in London part of the time, and they really want to. It's part of their mission. They want to put Nepal on the map for concerts.
That's crazy.
And they were determined to show. And a bunch of they've been trying to get this festival together for a long time. Some friends of ours, I'm not going to name any. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but some friends of ours, other bands, had dropped out, and I think somebody might have dropped out at this one at the last minute. So we kind of came in, and they already had the infrastructure, and they took great care of us. But it was surreal. It was a great place to visit.
I always wonder that these bands who are they don't have huge commercial success here because of the way the musicians and the way the music and record companies operate. But then when you go halfway around the world, people love you. That's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, things are it's very strange in the United States, and they've been that way for a long time.
Yeah,
there's just been more and more of a disconnect between the U.S. and international markets. And a good example of that is the festivals, the annual festival, not just the one I mentioned, but like that's unusual. But a more typical festival might have anywhere from 15 to 50,000 people.
Yeah,
right. And every country has one, and they support rock. They have all kinds of heavy music, and you'll have European, like Scandinavian black metal on one stage. You'll have Def Leppard on another stage. You'll have blues band on another stage. You'll have us on another stage, and it's amazing. I mean, the biggest of these festivals is Wacken in Germany, and that's around 70,000 people. It sells out instantly based on the name alone. It's kind of like Coachella here, but much cooler music.
That's crazy.
That's great.
We have to take a little break right now for our sponsor, Brooklinen, who is the sponsor of the YKWD. Oh, boy. All right, here we go. Brooklinen, I'm telling you right now, you make small changes in your life, Michael. I've made small changes. I've stopped eating sugar, dairy. It makes me a little healthier. I've tried not to yell at Mike as much.
And you're doing so good.
Let's not get
carried away.
Did he yell
at you today, Michael?
Mike?
No, and he could have. I gave him a good reason.
Wow.
But he actually said, this is what he said to me, which made me want to yell at him more. He goes, yelling isn't going to solve anything. It made me want to fucking fly to San Antonio and hit him with a wet Brooklinen towel. Anyways, Brooklinen, in life, making small changes to everyday life can lead to positive lifestyle changes. That's right. Towels turns a bathroom into a spa. Loungewear turns function into luxury. Bedding turns a bed into a retreat. You know Brooklinen as the internet's favorite sheets, but they're also home bedding, long loungewear, towels, and more. Over 5,000. Mike, 50,000. I'm sorry, 50,000. I've been with this company when they had 5,000, 10,000. Now it's 50,000 five-star reviews and counting. All right? I love them. They're on my bed. They sent me a pair. I put them on. My wife bought another pair with my discount. Got another
pair of what? What do they look like?
Pair of sheets. They got sheets and a pillow.
Is that how you call them sheets? A pair? A set?
A set.
Not a pair.
It was a set. I got a set of sheets.
Nothing is better than a nice, clean. You get out of the shower, shave your butt. You get.
We got the towels. When you get out of a shower and the towel is the right towel, and it's soft and it's big, and then you get in your little loungewear and you get into your bed. There's nothing better in life. It makes you feel good. Right? It brought new life to my bed. Luxury products at low prices. All right. It is a great gift. You want to give somebody something. You want to give them a great gift. Give them a set of sheets. Give them some towels. Give them some loungewear. They're going to be like, oh, they're not even, all of a sudden they're going to use it and be like, thank you. Thank you for making my life better. Okay?
They should be the next gift that you send me.
Look at Dave. I will. I'll send you a pair of these. How's that? Or I'll send you a towel.
Give me
How about a big towel?
I get a big fat guy size towel so it wraps around my whole body.
I know what size you have to get.
I forced my boyfriend to go on brooklinen.com and buy a weighted comforter and sheets because he was sleeping with an open sleeping bag.
I'll tell you this. What are you, dating a homeless guy?
No, that's ridiculous.
Fucking.
And who is his boyfriend? We haven't approved of this guy.
We're not. No more.
Gabby loves homeless guys. Anyways, look, they've moved me on the bedroom to offer bathroom and life essentials, towels, super plush, ultra, hammam. What is that? I don't even know. All kinds of colors.
A hammam. I got it for his dad and a mom.
Shower curtains, bath mats, robes, candles, all kinds of stuff. Ultra soft loungewear, making you feel like you never left the bed.
We need to bring the robe back.
I have a robe. I have a Red Sox, like the Red Sox jersey. My agent has a robe company called Sport Robes. They make robes like the jerseys of your favorite team.
I also have a Matt Frost number 23 Yankees robe, but I don't want that sandpaper inside. I want a nice Brookline robe. You give me the good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
They got silky eye masks.
That's what I want to lay there with cotton between my fingers and cucumbers on my eyes.
You can literally go to Brooklyn right now if you get a new apartment or house, and you could get art, furniture, everything from them right now. Okay? The final little detail, they make up the big upgrades in your life. And that's what these things do. Brooklinen.com is the perfect place to start. Making small changes, little changes, towels, bedding, all kinds of stuff that makes the biggest difference. Brooklyn is so confident in their products that all the sheets, comforters, loungewear, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. Go on, make yourself comfortable, get 10% off your first order, free shipping when you use promo code WHATDUDE, only at brooklinen.com. That's brooklinen.com, promo code WHATDUDE. And hey, New Yorkers, if you're listening out there, and I know I got a lot of fans in New York, you can get the internet's favorite sheets, okay, right now, and more in real life. Visit brooklinen.com first store, a brick and mortar in Brooklyn. Why wouldn't it be anywhere else? It would suck if it was in Queens or Jersey. Brooklinen store at 127 Kent Ave in Williamsburg. Brooklyn, everything you need to live your most comfortable life. There you go. And yeah, there you go. We love Brooklinen. So thank you for sponsoring the YKWD. How do you feel like now with the young kids coming up? Are they into metal? Are you getting a new fan base, or is it, when you go to a Billy Joel concert, it's just people with gray beards and fat chicks with saggy tits dancing in the aisles because kept the same fan base? You know what I mean?
We get some of those too. Yeah,
it is weird to me to see metal
we have some
crowds.
overlap.
when you see metal crowds and you see these fucking old fucking dudes and old chicks in the front row, you know.
But no, it's more younger people. I mean, it's interesting because the whole genre was dismissed for a long time. The 90s came along, and then the whole focus was on like minimalist bands and sensitive singer-songwriters, and from grunge, even though grunge even has some elements of heavy metal. It was pushed aside, but then since then, since the 2000s and the 2010s, just the rise of the internet, kids they're not as dependent on, say, MTV or the networks or radio stations. So everybody's online, and a lot more are discovering this for themselves. And so the crowds now, I mean, the demographic, it's very similar to when we first started. Like,
now, what about the chicks? What about the girl? Back in the day, now this is the one thing, like, Bon Jovi, no offense, Gabby, but those bands, Crew, Jovi, even Zeppelin, it was about all these chicks and all the getting laid and having parties. But metal, it seemed like it was fucking like you went back to some house that was about to fall down and spit in each other's face, and then drank and got shit-faced and beat the shit out of each other, and then threw a fucking microwave out the window. I mean, like, you don't hear, like, there was 3 chicks and there was 5 dudes and there was a tranny. You don't hear those stories coming out of metal.
Yeah, the debauchery, that kind of debauchery, the sort of sexualization of it was more glam metal. Hard, rock. But yeah, I think the metal scene, it was more about aggression. It was more about, just letting loose and the intensity of it.
Right.
And then there was just, there was already so much of that. There was so much of, the whole, the thing with the, I mean, now I got to say, now there is more of a gender balanced audience. It's still, it's definitely not like a Bon Jovi concert, but it's not unusual to see even like a group of females that go to the concert on their own. You'll see a group of attractive females. That used to never happen.
Right.
Maybe one guy brought his sister, or
I would still fuck every girl at a Bon Jovi concert. But oh my God, there's nothing better than a middle-aged chick with freckles on her tits with a Bon Jovi shirt. Oh my God, just sun freckles from never putting sunblock on. It's the hottest thing ever. Listen,
now it's like the same chicks, but they're
yeah.
The freckles are at their belly button.
Now, we're talking about this, and I watched the movie, and the parallels, Adam, between comedy and this metal, especially like in the music business. It's weird because we have alternative comics, we have club comics, we have the big famous comics, and it kind of like the next thing, like metal pushed out a lot of shit and became something else. And it's almost like alternative did that and became something else. Like when alternative comedy came on, it was like, we don't, sell out. We don't do this. And half of those guys are doing animation voices now. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a great point. See, I was kind of exploring scenes, okay? So a lot of people have asked, like, how come this happened in the Bay Area? And I was like, well, it happened in the Bay Area because it keeps happening in the Bay Area. It happened with the beat poets in the 50s, and it happened, of course, in the 60s with, like, the Grateful Dead. And, they've had continuous music scenes. But I always like a scene where a bunch of people get together, very talented people, and kind of support each other. So, I mean, if you go from, Robert, like the Comedy Cellar or something, continually, like, as a group of comics that kind of just mince certain people who then go on, but it's this sort of core group, and it keeps, that's a place that keeps shifting and kind of new people come in and move on. Obviously the best of the best play there. And so that's what I kind of felt was happening at the moment that I was looking at the Bay Area scene. There was the musicianship was, they may not have been selling a ton of records, but the musicianship was top notch.
I just want to say I got great question from Adam. Yeah. I got 1 point. Great.
You also said you love Kelly Clarkson. Alex,
-5.
Did you tour with TSO?
I did, yes. So Testament has these two main periods, even though it's been going the whole time. The initial wave was until the early 90s, until like 93. Mm-hmm. And then I had left. I moved to New York, and I was just doing my jazz guitar thing for a while. And then I came back to Testament around 2006. But a few years before that, I had started touring just during the holidays with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which suddenly became like the biggest holiday tour and one of the top 10 grossing tours.
It's unbelievable.
Around. And it's amazing. And in a way, I think it kind of it certainly helped lead me back to Testament in a way, because, I'd been playing like little jazz clubs and coffee houses, and I suddenly I'm sort of back. I'm not only back playing like loud screaming guitar, but as that thing grew, I'm playing on an arena stage.
Yeah.
And my whole attitude about performance changed. Mm-hmm. I had this mindset. I just care about the art. I don't want to, I don't care about image. I don't care about, anything else. It's just about the music. But then I realized, as TSO got bigger, I realized I have to reach the guy that's sitting in the back row in the bleachers at Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah.
I've got to move around. I've got to run. I've got to move. So I think people were shocked, because I was always kind of shy. I was the kid, with Testament, and kind of forcing myself to put on a performance. I came back and I was just like this arena trained musician.
We're all that GSO stuff started here. I'm in Tampa with Sabotage and Paul O'Neill and those guys, and it's every year it's something, and they do so much for charity here, so we work a lot with them. But at the same time, it's us getting to go. And I mean, I've been there and seen Joe Walsh was there last time I was there. I mean, the greatest. Yeah,
he was a guest when I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been
that was one of the best things about it too. There was this period. I don't know if it's still going on, but we would have a special guest every year. And one year it was Joe Walsh. One year it was Roger Daltrey. One year it was Steven Tyler.
It's crazy.
It was insane. Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, I watched this documentary about punk on Netflix. I'm not such a big punk guy. I mean, I like the Ramones, but I love to learn about shit. And that whole scene and that whole culture, it's something that's so far removed from what I am. I think that's what people need to understand about this documentary. You don't have to be a metal fan. You don't have to love the bands and the music. There's a whole subculture that you don't know exists that you want to know about. And that's why I think it's great. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it is a great documentary. And when, I knew, Adam, when you're going to be in it, when you were involved in it, I thought it was going to be, I knew it was going to be good, but it really is for everybody. It really is. There's so much stuff I didn't know about metal and how you guys came up and the culture of it and the fans. And it made me understand it a little more, And
I endeavored for that. I mean, I've always known I'll get the metal fans. I mean, they're going to want to see this just because of the people who are in it. But there's actually a much richer story, and I really tried to make it so that somebody, if you're not a fan of this genre of music, that's fine. You'll be a fan of what these folks built, just young people, just with all their innate energy, just putting it together, and that was fun for me to explore. I enjoyed that.
It reminded me of the comics Stand Out. Remember with the Boston comedy scene, and when they were like, it was like a lot of people didn't know about it. They didn't understand that all Sweeney and Gavin and Tony and Lenny and Leary, they started this thing. It's like, look, we're going to do it, and it reminded me very similar to that.
I agree.
It's not easy to do. I'm sorry, but I just as somebody who was there, it really takes you back. And everybody who's in the film, or people who have seen the film that aren't in it, they just feel like they're going back in time, which isn't easy to do. So.
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, Alex saw it. He was like, I learned things. And I'm like, well, that's kind of amazing. Like, we could say, like, Ruthie's Inn is like the Ding Ho in Boston, right?
Yeah.
Like that original, CBGBs of comedy or something. You know?
It's a weird thing because, doing comedy, there's these places like Catch a Rising Star in Harvard Square. It's a fucking bookstore now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I actually went back and stood where the stage was, and I was like, good. I'm glad it's a fucking bookstore because the guy never booked me. So I'm like, you fucking club went down, cocksucker. But I did this certain like Nick's Comedy Stop. I remember how it was. It's still there, but it's not what it was. And when you went back to Ruthie's, right? It was What is it now?
It's funny that at one time it was a bookstore after it being Ruthie's, but it's not even that anymore. It's just owned by there's a church nearby it, and they assuming that some people have said that they use it for events and stuff, but we never could gain entry to the inside. But it's kind of amazing that, it's just this kind of space. But somebody went back when it was a bookstore and said they walked in and stood where the stage was, and they tried to tell the people there, hey, this was this really important club, and nobody cared. Nobody cared at all. It was just, it's just this place. I'm just glad it wasn't torn down, that I actually got to film in front of it. Most of these places are like, ripped down. I mean, even CBGB's is just a store.
In New Jersey, where everyone starts in Asbury, we have the Stone Pony, obviously, but the Fast Lane was where everyone started, and they tore it down and rebuilt a kind of cheesy venue. But yeah, it's the same thing where musicians will just pull up in front of the Fast Lane where it used to be and be like, oh my God, I can't believe it's gone,
Right. Yeah, it's like that.
At one point, Ruthie's was taken over by a guy. He wanted to open a rhythm and blues club, and I thought it was going to be the most awesome thing. And I don't know how it was the weirdest thing. I never even told you this, but this guy, Richard Roundtree was his name, and he changed the sign. It was going to be called, it was going to be called Roundtrees. Awesome. And the guy, and this guy I don't know why he honed in on me for some reason, but I bumped into him. I forget, I was in a bookstore on the street or something. It's like, you musician? I'm looking for musicians.
You do look like a musician.
I'm looking up this nightclub. Yeah.
He's not wrong, Alex. I mean, he didn't ask the wrong dude. But
and he starts telling me about this place. He's like, he just put a down payment on this. Oh, okay, what the hell? I'll go. And it's Ruthie's.
Oh my God! How great would it be if it's actually Richard Roundtree who played Shaft? If it actually was him, that would be even better.
It looked like him. It looked
Alex,
and I guess he never. I don't know if he failed on making his down payment, or it just never opened up. It was a shame.
Well, Alex, I gotta say, I'm so happy when I saw you in the movie, and I, of course, did a little research into photos of you. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be a fucking mean guy. You look, this guy might be I mean, you with the fucking beautiful X-Men, you look like a superhero, you look like a villain. I was like, this guy's gonna fight, and I'm like, you're such a sweet guy.
I didn't do that. People have no idea. I didn't even do this. This happened.
Stop
naturally.
it. No way. Yeah. How?
In high school.
Would you get hit by a golf ball?
There's theories about it. Some people think it's a birthmark. Some people think I may have hit my head when I was a kid.
Struck by lightning.
I'm telling you, Alex, a friend of mine.
It's gray hair.
Yeah, it's rubbing off on
gray
me.
hair. And I remember one came in when I was 15. I thought, oh, this is so weird. I compared it to one of my dad's hair, one of the few hairs he had left. Sideburn, and it was the same. Like, oh, that's strange. One gray hair, and then another one. I started plucking them out. The more I plucked them out, the more it came in, and then finally, I just gave up. I'm like, okay, this is. And now everybody's like, oh, it's so cool. You're like Rogue from the
right.
Yeah. Well, dude, my mom's friend, his wife was with her husband at a golf course, and she got fucking beamed by a golf ball, and it went right down her head, and it all went gray right there.
Wow,
down the middle, and that's you might have sometimes when you hit your head, but dude. If I had your hair, do you know? Oh my God!
Oh yeah, you look like a sexy vampire.
Oh, a little chubby. I'd drag my wife right out of the house by her ankles. You're quarantining next door. Well, listen, man, I really appreciate you guys coming on the show.
Thank you.
Great to be on. Thank you.
Yeah, Alex, really great talking with you, man. And Adam, the film was amazing. You got to go check it out. Murder in the Front Row. Yeah, hold it up. We got the website here, too. Mike's going to bring up the website. What a great, wow, there you go. Where are we at here?
Yeah. So we got, we did the DVD as a collectible, old school style. Anybody out there who remembers their old gatefold records and everything?
It looks so cool.
Yeah.
So,
is it hard to get all the clearance for all the music?
Yeah, that's definitely something. You know, Mike, that was definitely like a bit of something. But luckily, you know, everybody was kind of into the movie. I mean, we definitely paid for usage as we should, but people were really cool about it. And that was, you know, just something you have to do. It's funny. It's like there's not as much music in it as you think. It's not a performance movie.
Right.
It's much more, you know, people telling their stories. And I think, you know, and for that, we had these wonderful photos by Brian and Harold and a few other people. And so there was really, you know, we leaned more heavily on that.
Yeah, just the club photos are fucking great. I mean, just how small these joints were.
Right.
How small the stage was. And you guys are fucking right on top of each other, playing this fucking crazy loud, holy shit music in that little tiny place. Must have been an amazing experiment.
We didn't even think about any significance. You know, people are going to be talking about this decades from now.
Yeah.
You know, you had no idea. It was just like we were just in the moment.
Well, that's why I tell young comics, it's like, you know, how do you make it? You don't. You don't try to make it. You just fucking do it.
Do it. I totally agree. It's like when people like about the Beastie Boys. Oh, it was so. We were just trying to get the thing done. I mean, we didn't think it would be anything. It was just like try and give them a music video and, you know, spend a few dollars that Rick Rubin gave us, and that's it. You know, it's like, go do it. So it is, you know, it's like Alex is saying, and like, you know, you just go do it and don't think about it. And if something happens, great, but you got to just keep at it.
Right. Yeah. I got Mushy Mike. We don't mean murdering hookers.
Yeah, no.
All right. Before you get all fucking carried away with the pep talk. All right. Well, listen, man, thank you for coming on. And much love on the movie. I loved it.
Thank you.
All you guys should go check it out. The website again. What's the website again?
It's just the abbreviation, mitfr.com, and get all the information about it. The movie will be out on April 24th everywhere. Digital download, the collectible DVD, streaming for rental, everything.
Great. And it's so perfect right now for everybody in quarantine.
Yeah, right.
This is exactly the type of fucking movie I like to watch, you know.
I watched a 3-hour Berry Gordy Motown thing that I never thought I'd want to watch, and it was fucking fantastic. So give it a shot.
There you go.
Love Motown.
I watched a guy somewhere fucking collect giant crabs for 2 hours last night in bed. I was fucking fascinating.
There you go.
That's exciting.
It was kind of exciting. Alex, man, I hope to catch you sometime. And I'm so glad.
Yeah, if this ever ends, you know, and we start doing concerts again, please come be my guest.
Alex, a new record out, New Testament record out a week ago.
It just came out? Yeah, what's the name of the album, man?
The name of the album is Titans of Creation.
Love it. Titans of Creation. That's why I love metal. They get to fucking name their albums the shit.
Just iconic. Yeah.
You could do the same. I mean, nobody's stopping.
No, I couldn't do it. I think Dane Cook cornered the market on that.
Yeah. Named your album Titan of anything, I would die.
I can't. Titans. No, I could name it Titans of Jeans. All right, guys. Thank you so much, man. We'll see you guys. I'll see you soon, Adam. Tell Rocky I said hi.
I'll do it. Thank you, everybody. Really fun, guys. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.
That's awesome.
That was great, man. That was great. Yeah, no problem, man.
Okay, great.
All right, yep. Yeah.
Rocky says hi, and thank you so much. You guys are the best. It's really Rocky's gonna.
Oh, you should hook up with Mike too. I'm gonna give you Mike's info. So hi, Rocky, so you guys can get on Mike's show.
Great. I'm serious about that, Mike. Just send me the request, and I'm happy to do it. He's very cool guy.
Too.
You obviously know your music and enjoy it, and that'd be fun to talk about.
All right, man. All right, I'll see you guys later. You guys hang up. We're gonna wrap things up. Okay. Take care, man.
We're out. Thank you so much. Bye.
Take care, brother. All right, that was great, man.
That was awesome.
That was great.
Yeah, I mean, there is something about metal, especially now.
It's cool. It's just it's the coolest, in my opinion. Because they're just fucking insane. I was watching all these Metallica videos today of them in the 80s and like Russia, just like disgusting and dirty with long hair, just like, they're fucking the coolest psychopaths on stage.
If you look at Bon Jovi when they came out, I'd fuck all 5 of them.
Ew.
I wouldn't fuck Tico.
Back in the day?
Yeah, he's like an old Puerto Rican grandmother.
Maybe you're right. 4 of them. I'd fuck 4 of them. But metal bands, I wouldn't fuck any of them. Metal bands,
just like they had the handlebar. They were just like mean looking, Yeah.
Like I could be a singer for a metal band, but I couldn't be a singer for a hair band, even if I had hair.
No, hair bands back, like even Crew were fucking great looking. They were all good looking. Metal, they weren't. It wasn't about looks. It wasn't about fucking what you wore. It was they went out and fucking probably no underwear. Their fucking balls smelled. They were spit on this. Who gives a shit? Just go out and play that. It's the music and the fans.
Do you know? I saw Bon Jovi put out some sort of long form video thing at some point, and John was like, I get up in the morning, shave if I want to. And I must have been like 18 at the time. And I went, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to. And I'm telling you now, at 48 years old, every morning I brush my teeth and I look and I go, I don't want to. And I think about that moment. That's a key of success for me. Is I don't have to fucking shave if I don't want to.
Mm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I feel like you guys did not grasp my moment.
I don't think we did, but I
don't think we got it either. I mean, it's still kind of rolling through my head, and I'm like, no, I'm still not. What do you mean?
I'm not the answer to anybody. I'm my own guy now. If I don't want to fucking shave, I don't have to shave. I will not.
Mike,
you shut the fuck up.
I'm so sorry, dude.
I could have let it go after you guys both gave me a pitiful and but I kept it going because I knew.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Where did I end off last week?
No, this is a brand new list, so you don't have to worry about
my
that.
Lord. Are you ready for this list, Michael?
Oh, my Lord.
I'm going to tell you if I like them or not based on their name.
All right, I want you to
start from the top, not the bottom, though, please.
Oh, why are you yelling? Back off.
Oh, sorry. This mic is more sensitive than I thought. Sorry.
Gabby, what did you
start from the top?
What did you do different? You did do something different.
Oh,
your hair?
My hair's down.
Yeah, do more of that.
You fucking horn dog.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, she called you a horn dog?
Yeah.
was coming from a place of beauty, not sexual deviation.
How can you look at the long fingers on her? How can you be attracted? Listen, here we go.
You do have some fucking ET fingers.
Look how long this is.
You can reach your home planet with those.
Yeah, she can finger fuck.
You look like Arsenio Hall, 87.
She can finger fuck a whale with those fingers. All right. Not that good. All right, whatever. Nice talking to you. All right, here we go. Ready? Here, I want to thank, these are all the Patreon members that just joined. I want to thank everybody who's a part of this fucking movement. Is that a call? Is it a movement, Mike? Was that too much?
We're a metal movement. We're a metal radio movement.
All right, fucking YKWD.
Whoa.
Mad Craze, John Swaffle.
No.
Yeah, Tristan Hamlick.
That's not
Demetrius Tisafafatianos.
He's not one of my listeners. Not one of my listeners.
Matthew Crowley.
Okay.
Joe Gurd.
No.
Rob Mack.
Huh.
Drew Niemiak.
Love him.
Justin Parrott.
No.
Tim Mortaliaro.
Love him.
Hey, how you doing?
Jeremy Shirley. Jessica Marie.
Why are you reading them like you got learning disabilities?
Every time you get to this part,
all these names have too many consonants. It's not just Bobby.
No,
every time you get to this part, I worry about you. I worry about your health.
Johnny Fertie, Chris H., Daniel Gardos, Danny Gill, Wendy Lip, Melinda Cooper, David Kennedy, Joe Walsh,
Billy McGovern,
Matt Nias, Richie Moore, John Donovan, Neela, Gary Blankenship, Luch, Brad Mercer, Brian, Kathleen Bastian, Chad Placiaso, Chris, what are you doing, Don?
You should not be the one reading names.
Why? Why should I not be the one reading the names?
She doesn't want you to sound like a retard in front of your kid.
She's scared that Max will watch this one day.
Chad Placias.
No, do that one again.
Chad Placias. Chad Plas. Don, how do you say this, Don? Chad Placias.
Just commit. I need you to commit is what I need.
What is that? Jad Placence.
Why was she so easy? Why was that so easy for her?
Because she went to college. Kristen Love, Randy Alvarado. How do you
say it? I just need you to say it.
Alvarado.
Oh,
you're retarded.
It's bad. It's actually bad.
All right, okay. Carrion Picciano. Carrion Pacino. What am I dying over here? Piccioni. Angela Costanza, huh?
John, can you just check his forehead?
Castaneda. Maximilian Zagara. James Robbins. Nate P. Arlen Miller. Michelle.
How about Michael?
Did you just stutter on Michelle?
Michael.
You just stuttered on the name Michelle.
Michael.
Smith.
Michael Goodgig.
No.
Is it a good gig?
Yeah.
Michael Goodgig. It's good gig. Joe Sciutio.
This is like that Key and Peele bit.
Scioto. Daniel Snoozy.
That's it.
Corey Tokar, Alex C. Braley, Rich Pierce, Randy Hanna, Andrew Easy.
Aaron.
Compamizzi.
Kristen and Monica Weishofer, David Stetler, Daniel Telez, Jake Brewer, Nicholas Gunn, Colette Ladawakamax.
Nope.
What?
No.
Our Hawaiian listener.
What is it?
Leberno,
Victor Perez, Lydia, Danny Bitar, Jack, Stacy,
Austin Wright, Jim Myers, Sax Mar, Tonka Malonka.
There's not a Tonka Malonka on there.
You can stop there.
That was my wrestling name in the 80s.
Are you sure? I can stop there? Okay.
Yeah.
Tonka Malonka.
All right. Well, listen. All right.
Tonka Malonka beat Macho Man Randy Savage in 87 for the belt.
Oh, fucking A. All right. Well, let me read this ad, right?
Amazing.
Go long, and we're back. All right. Well, I mean, are we still recording video or just audio? Can't hear you, Mike.
Your audio.
That was all video and audio.
Well, that was fun. The names were fun. Again, I want to thank everybody on. You want to see my gun rack?
Yeah. Are you going to send me that knife?
What knife?
You said that you would get me a knife, the one that goes. You know that?
You just made a shadow rabbit.
The one that goes.
You mean the out the front knife they call it?
You go like this.
OTFs. You want an OTF?
Yes.
Why do you want an OTF? First of all, I found out they're illegal in New York. You really can't have one.
I'm pretty sure that my boyfriend sent you that information.
What?
Yeah, weren't you guys DMing?
Your boyfriend?
Yeah.
DMing me?
Yeah, I think so.
What? Whoa! What are you talking about? Well, this is.
I can't say his Instagram.
I know you can't, but this is, dude. This is weird shit. What if I trashed her?
Her?
You?
Not knowing it was her boyfriend?
Yeah.
What? Are you just trashing me in your DMs?
What? No, I'm not. Of course not. I mean, not to you or to your boyfriend.
Well, just Calta's fine. You could trash me.
What?
Yeah, is this still for the show, or are we done?
The show, Mike.
You little chuckling fucking badger, you.
Mike, we're still doing the show, Mike. You know when the show ends?
You ended already earlier. That's what I was saying.
No, this is not the end of the show.
Okay.
I was not ending the show then. You ended the show. You know when the show? Ask me when the show ends, Mike.
When you say end the show.
No, ask me.
When do we end the show, Bob?
When I end the show.
Gotcha.
Mike, ask me. Mike Calta, when does the show end?
I mean, when does the show end?
It ends when I end it. Gabby.
What do you want?
Ugh.
Yes. What do you? Bobby. When does the show end?
How excited would I be if right behind her a guy with a mask just appeared?
What?
Let me see a picture of your boyfriend.
I can't do that on the show.
Will you text me his Instagram, please?
I just sent it to you on Instagram.
Is he famous?
No.
He's successful. He's a successful tattoo artist.
Okay.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you have any tattoos?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah. On my arms.
Oh. What is all that? I can't see. I'm an old man. What do they say?
100 words. That's a quote from my dad's musical. This says King David I got in Israel as a joke. That's a crystal ball. My dad said, get him a tattoo in Israel, and I got King David.
That's pretty funny. What does that say?
This says Chucha Vida I got on set of a movie in Ecuador. It means...
You should call it... You should say, you should get a tattoo on one of those arms that says wet noodle.
I'm so strong.
Yeah, olive oil. You got some guns on.
Yeah. You're as strong as the Queen of England.
It's an old woman.
You just made my son spit water out of his mouth.
Mush is texting the hyenas right now. They won't get off. You guys were right about them.
Oh no, it was Liz actually. But
what time's your show tonight? 8:30, right?
Yeah. She was just texting me the names.
Okay.
Who's on the show?
John Fish, John Lasseter, a couple other people.
Too many Johns.
I did text. I didn't know it was your boyfriend. This is fucking nuts. He said it was a felony. That knife that you want is a felony.
Well.
So I can't get you one.
I'll get it.
No, you don't get it for her. I love her father.
Send it to me.
I got it.
Bubba, listen.
I love her father more than you do, and he would want her to be protected.
You're fucking nuts.
Listen to me.
Michael.
My love for her father goes back way longer than you even know.
No, that's not true. I've loved Bon Jovi since I saw them.
That's not the same.
And I love.
You love it now.
She's a little runaway.
Yeah, you love it now.
Song. No.
That's your dad's best hair, by the way.
Ooh. Oh, I found the funniest photo of his hair today. It's he went through phases that were truly disgusting.
He didn't have. He had to grow it out. He had no choice. You're dealt with what you're dealt. Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's straightening and.
That looks like a chick I banged in Tampa.
Yeah.
Would you describe that as a kind of Nancy Reagan type cut?
It looks more like Lion-O from the cartoon.
Lion-O! What was that? What was this signal, Mike? What was the Lion-O signal?
I don't remember.
Didn't they have a thing? Something growl? Nothing, Mike? All right, Mike wants out.
Thundercats Ho is what I thought you were on the other.
Yes,
mic.
that's
Sorry.
it. Thundercats Ho! All right. Well,
hey, you are extra mushy guy.
Huh?
Are you high? And don't think we don't know you have that fucking beautiful face filter on.
No,
you
but this
fucking anime character with your big black eyes.
No, but this eye is like my eyelid's swollen for some reason.
Yeah, I know what the reason is.
Yeah, it's because you rubbed shit in it because you didn't have toilet paper.
Who do you live with, Gabby?
Someone just rang my buzzer. I live with my best friend, Zach Senior, comic.
Is he funny?
Very funny.
No, I was talking to Bobby.
Oh, Bobby does not know who he is.
First of all, nobody's funny until I say they're funny.
Am I funny? Answer quick, because that makes it seem like I'm not.
Yes, you're funny, but you've become funnier. When I first met you, I'm going to be honest, you were as funny as a baby falling out of a vagina on a highway.
I was 2 years into comedy, not even.
But now you're actually funny. And what made you funnier?
What? Being around you? Is that what you're digging for?
No.
No.
No. Could it be?
No. Well, Mike's gotten funnier too. Mike, Jesus Christ. Mike was funny, but he was appalling. Mike would say shit on stage and it was like, what the fuck? And then Mike has, here's a problem with me. I'm always kind of on fire because you kind of always, But Mike is like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? I'll fucking murder you cunt! It like shoots out like a cannon, like Godzilla flames. Ah! And
I was driving to work this morning at like 4:45, and I went to put on the news, and I accidentally stopped on the Comedy Channel, and you were on.
Yeah.
And I laughed out loud.
Me?
I almost text you at 4:45 to be like, I just laughed out loud at you on the radio.
Oh, I wish you did because I was up staring at the ceiling worrying about my life. And if you did that, it would have helped me out. I was literally staring at the ceiling. Please, God, please send help. Please let us go back. Let us go back to where we were just a month ago. Please let me get the Kids Week tour. Let me get my shows back. Let me just I just want to go back. I wanted to get that house. I wanted to get a Rolex. I wanted to fucking. I'm gonna.
I got a Timex and some toilet paper for you. You'll be fine.
A Timex. I need paper towels.
I got paper towels. I got everything.
You want to see my cabinet?
I want to see Dawn with that headband on.
Look at that.
That came out great.
Dawn loves a headband.
I made that.
That looks great. It looks like a fucking Crown Royal storage.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's very nice.
I made that. That's where the gun went. Wait till you see the bookshelf I made too. I really have some carpenter skills.
I wish you would teach me how to do carpentry like you've taught all these people how to be funny.
That's true.
You want to do a better job than that.
I know.
Well, that's for both of us, not just.
Oh, here it comes.
No, I'm not making fun of Gabby. I'm saying you want to be a better carpenter than we are funny.
Your girlfriend is a twat.
I built this whole wall.
Don't send that.
I didn't.
That's how you. Well, send it. I don't care. That's how you have his Instagram. Is because I sent it to you. Remember?
I know. Mike, what were you saying about you? You didn't.
I recovered all this wood from the beach, and then I shaved each one of them down to the same size, And then I sanded them down and I built this whole wall back here.
Mike, listen to me.
What?
Michael, you didn't recover shit from the beach.
Oh, I did.
No, you wouldn't.
There was a wooden ship in Tampa in the 60s that sunk, and I sent divers down there to get that wood. I reclaimed it.
Yeah.
And it took me a couple of years, but I finally built that wall.
The other thing you reclaim is a donut that fell. All right, you're not. No way. There's no way you did anything to that wall. Some poor
a donut that fell.
Some poor little guy came up there and fucking put that up, and you handed him a fucking 500 bills, and that's it. All right, you didn't hang the guitars up. You didn't fucking.
I made this light that's up there.
You didn't make that light. Somebody in China made that light.
Oh, that light was made for this office, as was this desk that I'm on.
Yeah,
everything
somebody
was made for this room.
You did. I did make my desk in my office.
I did.
Out of a bowling alley. I bought half a bowling alley, 10 feet by 25 inches, and I put pipe legs on it. And I put molding on the front. I made this beautiful bowling alley desk. I have skills.
So why don't you make some stuff and get a little Pinterest or a little Etsy page or something?
I'm not getting a file. Do you understand? I had a tour a month ago.
Now you got Etsy.
You got something.
Let's call you Wood Bobby. Bobby Wood. That's your name, Bobby Woods. And
I don't want a fucking Etsy page.
Make those little picnic tables for the squirrels so it looks like they're eating a picnic table.
Cute. Bobby, that's cute.
I hate the word Etsy.
Bobby, get a little page, a little Etsy page, a little Pinterest, pin stuff up there. Let's get this going. Let's get your finances rolling again.
No, I'm not fucking becoming an Etsy carpenter. You're out of your fucking mind. First of all, there's too much competition. All right? I made a box with a skull on it.
A wooden tissue box made by a one-time famous comedian.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how awesome it is. You ready? Look at now.
It really is nice.
Look at that.
I mean, you should have painted the inside.
You got the gun down the bottom. I got the new holster. Look at that. With the shells up top. Yeah?
Whoa.
How nice is that, huh?
It's very nice.
Isn't that beautiful?
What's on the... What's the
lock it? Oh. Now it's locked. Max can't get in it.
Where'd you get that cool gold skull?
What's that?
Where'd you get that gold skull?
I got that at Home Depot. It was a regular skull for a doorknob, and then I spray painted it. The molding I got there, and I spray painted in the lock. I bought that too. That's I had to make that lock system.
Buddy, that's an Etsy. You get $300 for that.
300 fucking bucks. Are you out of your mind?
All right, I'm sorry. On Etsy, you could probably charge more.
I love it. I think it's great.
Mass produce them. Let's sell them. Bobby decorative gun boxes. Bobby Woods.
Bobby Woods.
I gotta go.
Carpenter extraordinaire.
We should end this fucking show.
Your logo will be a plank of wood with big black glasses.
It matches my hat.
You should make a garden like your father had in Okinawa.
Oh, go fuck yourself. Anyways, all right, let's get out of here. Mike, thanks so much. Gabby, what do you have? What's your stuff? Want people to give your podcast?
I have a podcast called Unabashed Podcast, and we just launched a Patreon, which is patreon.com/unabashed. And then every Thursday night, I'm going live on the Stand NYC, the Stand Comedy Club's Instagram at 8 p.m.
Mike, why don't you have Mike on?
What?
Why don't you have Mike on?
Whatever you want.
Wow. Well.
What?
Get on it.
All right.
Want to be on it?
Oh, I thought you meant Mike, the comedian.
Which Mike are you talking?
Mush face.
Mush?
Either one.
Okay.
Oh my God, uncomfortable. I love it. How uncomfortable.
Why is it uncomfortable? You force these situations. It's actually your fault.
I'm trying to help people out. I'm trying to make
You're not.
I made a connection and you froze up like hey, why don't you go make out with your dad? I mean, you what?
I said yes.
Yeah, well, we all thought you meant Calta because their guests are supposed to bring people to the Instagram.
You're the comedian.
Yeah.
I'm just handsome.
Yeah, that's something.
You're stirring the pot.
I didn't. First of all, I love stirring pots.
You're saying Mike is not a big enough name to be on the show?
I'm saying I'm not a big enough name to be on the show.
I'm not a big enough name to even be doing it. So.
By the way, you have COVID, don't you? You've been coughing for like a half hour.
Yeah, you got this. You got it, don't you, Mike?
Oh no, I have asthma though.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus. All right, Mike. So you got your podcast, you get your other thing. Mike, what do you have?
At Mike V. Suarez on Instagram. Calta didn't do it this time.
I followed him.
I'm so used to you interrupting me when I say it. I was
at Mike V. Suarez.
Yeah, and yeah, that's it right now.
Me and Mike are Facebook friends now. Cool.
That's it. That's all.
Say something.
Gabby, why don't you say something for once?
I say something all the time.
Yeah, but nobody listens. Say something. It's you. Hey, Gabby, you end the show.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Patreon.com/Robert Kelly. Follow everyone on Instagram. Watch the movie. Don't me, okay? You know what? You know what? I don't need this.
So this is what I give you the shot, and you literally turn into a QVC twat. Listen.
You told me to end the show.
Guys, let me tell you something about this watch. These watches, we got 50 left.
The hair was flying everywhere.
Oh, my God.
I thought it was going good.
Your college public speaking course kicked in. Guys.
I was bored.
Guys.
Let me try it in that way, Bobby.
All right, go ahead.
In the way, what you're doing. Guys, you want to check out Calta and Kelly live nightly.
First of all, it's Calta, like California.
Calta
every day.
Here, tap me back in. You're going to want to check out Calta and Kelly every single night.
Stop looking at
You're already screwed up.
Look at the camera, not at yourself, you fucking...
I look amazing.
Mike, I mean, look at the camera. Hey, what's up, guys?
Can I try it? I'm a professional.
Right,
go.
I look at the camera. See you guys tomorrow night. Take care. End it.
This podcast does.